All right. Hey, everybody. So we're back here for season 1, episode 13, which means I don't know really what that means.
It means that this is the last episode of the season.
We've been picked up for season 2. Our production company said we can come back. No. So we did that because we are going to try to revamp the show and we're going to try to add some stuff. So we need a little time to do that. So we are making it into seasons, and this is the last show of season 1. Season 2 will begin July 2nd of 2021. So all of you people who are watching or will be watching or who love us or want to see it, our next show is not going to be until the 2nd of July. Yes? Or, no? What was the face? Mila had a face. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So, how everybody doing? How's everybody?
Good. Tired. How are you?
You tired?
Yes, I am. I had a long day.
Well, tell us what the issue is, sis.
I'm glad you asked that, Mila. So the issue today, we titled it Sex Trafficking, but I think we are going to probably talk about a whole lot of other stuff too, in addition to that. But sex trafficking is the overall theme. And actually, I think that it should be more about protecting Black women. Like the overall theme. What do y'all think?
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. I feel like that's broad.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying,
we have broad show. Yeah, like we don't be.
We a broad show. We be all over the place. We be doing all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I know. That's why I was saying maybe it don't matter. We can talk. Whatever we get into is what we get into.
So, okay. So since this is a topic about sex, sexual assault, possibly abuse, and some other stuff that we might be talking about, there may be instances where people who are watching might be triggered because of some of their past history or whatever is going on. And just want to give you a disclosure from the beginning. This may not be the show for you if you have not necessarily all the way healed from some of that stuff, or, however you feel like you need to do it. But just warning that some of this stuff may be a little triggering for some people. All right. So I got my stats. Hold on. Let me get my stats. So when we started talking about this, since the topic was human trafficking, I got human trafficking stats, and I also got stuff about sexual assault. So if anybody wants to chime in about some stuff, we could do that too. So 62%, this was horrible when I was reading it, but 62% of human trafficking suspects are African American. 62%. And not all of them are male. Some of them are female. A lot of them are female. What?
Before you read the rest of these statistics, how were they gathered and where are they from? Like who did, you know what I mean? Like who did them?
I did a Google search.
No, I mean, like, well, where did they come from? Like, do you know who did them or how they?
This is from the Voice of Black Cincinnati, which is a blog that I found on the internet. But the references were viable.
Okay.
But this is a comprehensive list of stuff from that particular blog. The Voice of Black Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So 62% of human trafficking suspects are African American. 52% of all juvenile prostitution arrests are African American. 40% of victims of human trafficking are African American.
And this is just in the U.S., correct?
Yes. Okay. Human trafficking victims are typically poor and have a history of exploitation, substance or sexual abuse, learning disabilities, and inadequate support systems. Some argue that demand for African Americans for sexual exploitation is higher than that of other races, and the penalties associated with trafficking are less severe for African Americans.
The penalties?
Yes. penalties associated with trafficking.
Meaning like jail and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Meaning like, yes. Because the only ones that we've kind of heard about that were like high profile was the Centoya Brown case, and then that other girl, I don't remember her name, that was right after her, where everybody was like, you should pay attention to her if you're paying attention to Centoya Brown. So, but this has been going on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Long time.
Yeah.
Prostitution has been seen as, you know, taboo, right? We know girls who feel like prostitution is a viable career.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't always get into it because they want to.
Yeah.
Most of the time they don't. Most of the time it's somebody older who is coercing them, and they just get to the point where they're like, okay, well, this is my life, so let me just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do y'all think about that?
I don't really like stats. And you know how I feel about that. So I don't really have an opinion on the statistics. That's why I asked you where they came from. Because I feel like statistics just kind of depend on who's taking them and where they at. So I don't have an opinion on the stats as far as that, but
okay, well here's a stat that I know to be true. 1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 4. What do you think about that?
Sounds about right.
And 1 in 5 Black women are survivors of rape.
I feel like it's more. I feel like that's just who we know about and who probably
because not everybody speaks upon it. So,
mm-hmm. So there's probably so much more than we even know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is 35% of Black women, but I think it's more close to 40, experience some form of contact sexual violence during their lifetime. 40 to 60% report being subjected to coercive sexual contact by age 18. 17% of Black women experience sexual violence other than rape by an intimate partner during their lifetime.
Mm.
I don't really know what to say to that. I mean, what can you really say to that? It's sad and it be happening, and people don't talk about it. People like to, sweep it under the rug. It be happening from people that you know and that you trust and that you love. And I don't know. The sex trafficking thing, I'm not really. I don't really know a lot about sex trafficking. I do know that it's like growing. It happens a lot, but I don't really know a lot about sex trafficking itself. But
Okay. So we know that Black women, and even if this is just anecdotally, I don't know if there's any stats to, back it up, but we know that Black women are the least protected species in this country.
Mm-hmm. Overall, not even just sexually, just overall.
Right, just overall. Right? And we have to deal with a lot of things that other people don't necessarily have to deal with. Like, for example, there was a story in The Root about just recently here in Sacramento, 2 lesbian Black women who were kissing at the pool and were attacked by a bunch of white people.
I just saw that too.
Mm-hmm.
And
just
the crazy thing about that situation is they was getting mad at the couple because they was kissing in front of their kids while they went over there and are cussing them out and harassing them in front of their own kids.
The funny part, I didn't see any kids with them people when they walked out.
But that's what they were talking about. They were saying
they said there are kids there. They didn't say our kids are there because I didn't see any kids with them people.
So they was just being
racist. Yes,
I saw the video though. That was ridiculous.
But a lot of the things that we talk about, like that type of incident or the bonnet situation or anything that has to do with Black women, most of the time, especially on social media, we see in the comments, it's Black women who are the ones that have the most negative things to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mila had brought this up too in our text. Not that I really want to talk about them, but I want to touch on what you said. That whole Tiny and T.I. situation, the lady that had accused them, I saw a video where she went and she said, I want an apology, right? Like she said, if y'all apologize to me, I'll drop the case or whatever. And everybody that was believing her, all of a sudden they was all in the comments talking about, oh, she's a liar. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. And most of the people that were in the comments, it was crazy because it wasn't just Black women. It was just women in general that were in the comments, mostly calling her a liar and calling her crazy and stuff. But yeah, that's what you said is hella true. It'd be a lot of women in the comments that be putting down other women, or like you touched on about the bonnet situation. That was a woman too that was making a video about it. Monique making that video, and she's a Black woman who's been criticized and ridiculed all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when it comes to situations like this with sexual assault, with rape and things like that, it's usually that the victims of these things are not believed. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, it's other Black women who are the ones that don't believe them.
And it's sad because most of the people could be in your family, your mom, your cousin, your auntie, your grandmother. Right.
Especially if it's a situation with the boyfriend of the mother and the daughter. There's a lot of that happens.
Or a family member.
Just a family member in general. Mm-hmm. So, what do we do? What do we do? So, okay, going back to the bonnet situation. I had an issue with the whole video because, and I was telling you this too, Yanaa, somebody pointed out that Monique, while she was talking about this whole bonnet situation and how people need to present themselves in public a certain way, she's wearing a bathrobe and got, her cornrows in, right? So you can get on social media, on Instagram, no doubt, and talk about how somebody is dressed in the airport while you in a bathrobe.
You know why?
With your cornrows.
Because people just be saying shit now. I think she did that to
be relevant.
What's happening right now? Yeah.
She did it to be relevant again.
Everybody talking about her now.
Checking for Monique.
No, but but it's like, I just think I think that's the thing too now of like where people be just putting Black women and other people down now just to be viral, just to say something, but don't nobody talk about the fact that well, I don't know if Monique said it first, because I saw a Black dude before I had seen Monique. He had a picture. It was a picture that he took of the 3 girls in the airport, and they had bonnets on. And he was the one that was like, well, what's wrong with y'all out here wearing bonnets? You don't got no home training. But my thing was, they in the airport unbothered, okay? And you are taking pictures of these Black women, posting them on the internet so that people can make fun of them for what? When they wasn't doing nothing to you, bothering you. So a situation of Black women just being Black women, like we always are. They just being themselves, not doing nothing, and they getting attacked. For what reason?
Because they're Black women.
That was just.
But that's not even a now thing. That stems back to further than that.
That's an ever thing.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's an ever thing.
Crazy, like.
But it's not just that. Now, in a response, I don't know if y'all saw, because y'all say your internet is different than mine. But in response to that, there's the meme that's going around with the dudes that are wearing the bonnets talking about we support y'all. Did y'all see that?
I didn't see that.
Okay. So there is a meme going around on my side of the Facebook, on the old people's side of the Facebook, that's talking about, it's a bunch of like a collage of pictures of dudes, and they're in bonnets and they're in headscarves talking about we support y'all. Now, it was posted in one of the groups that we're in, talking about, I love when Black men support us. I had a problem with that.
That's a mockery.
one, that's what you support us with?
Yeah.
You get to look stupid in a picture with a bonnet on, and that's what you happy about supporting?
Niggas want to go viral.
Number two, somebody else pointed that out too, and she was like, this is the buffoonery that you want to present to the world as support. You don't support anything else.
But
what?
Devil's advocate here, because even though I agree with you, devil's advocate, they still supporting. I understand like it's a stupid thing, but we
not
be
all
saying,
support is not all support is good support.
I'm not saying it is, but at the same time, I feel like how can I express it? Because I agree, I completely agree with y'all about that, about how it is that's stupid and that's what you want to support. But devil's advocate is like, so black women are getting made fun of and black dudes are doing the same thing. What do we want them to support? That's still support. I mean, not that we have to take it, but I feel like that's the thing of like, can we really, I don't know how to say it in words.
So my version of support would have been the black dude who took the video or the photos of the girls in the airport would have been like, black women should be able to wear whatever they want to wear, and look at these beautiful black queens being comfortable and living in their element. That to me is support. You putting on a bonnet with a bunch of other dudes is not support to me.
That's just like y'all know I'm stupid, right?
Yeah.
That's just like a bunch of dudes being locked up, and us women, we coming outside with our hands cupped saying we support you. Like that's
right?
dumb as hell.
I mean,
that's just support. That's just making a mockery of it. Like you said, if they really wanted to support, they would have took the photo, or they would have made a more of an educated response regarding it. They wouldn't have put a fucking bonnet on their head and been like, "We support you."
Or they should have said, "Hey, dude, that's not cool for you to do." They didn't do that.
But not everybody's capable of that though. Like we want them to support us. But I agree. I'm not saying I disagree with y'all about I do think that they could have did it another way, but I'm just saying like not everybody is capable of doing it the way that we want support. They're not taught to do it that way. So we can't expect, I mean, the black dude is the one that posted the picture in the first place. I told you of like what they was wearing. So I'm just like, we could see right there whereas how it really is and what people are really coming from. And I don't even feel like he did it because that was his opinion. I feel like he did it to go viral. That's literally what I feel like. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff that people do these days is for that. So it's really not even, which is why I agree with y'all on the bonnet thing. I feel like they probably just did that to go viral because it's something cool to do. And it's something that makes people, oh, they was doing this and this and that. So he's hella cool or whatever. But I feel like a lot of stuff that's put out on the internet as support is just viral stuff.
I feel like the bonnet situation, the problem with it is the fact that it goes back to what we were talking about last time about the sexuality thing, right? And then it leads back to the overall theme of what we're talking about now. It's like if you're in a bonnet and you're in pajamas and you're in something that's not sexy, right? Or something that's not going to invoke some type of sexual feeling towards someone, then that is not okay for you to do, right? Just like, and it was interesting because I saw another thing where somebody was saying, and this is a guy that I follow on Facebook was saying that it was a girl in a headscarf that was kind of tied like yours is, Yanaa. And this is not a bonnet, and don't ever mix it up with the bonnet, right? But that girl had on a full face of makeup. She had, her face was beat. She had on lipstick, and she was just, beautiful and regal, right? But they didn't put no regular, no makeup wearing woman who's just wearing a head wrap in the picture. it was somebody who was aesthetically pleasing, somebody who somebody else would be like, oh, she's beautiful because she, face all made up and everything, but you rocking the headscarf. That's not normal, regular people.
Mm-hmm.
Normal, regular people wear bonnets and pajamas and house shoes to the airport because you finna be sitting on a plane for 20 hours, right? And that's the other thing, like Black men that I've seen so far, the ones that I know and the ones that I'm familiar with, don't support regular Black women. They don't. Because there's no reason for them to. She's not aesthetically pleasing to me, so I don't need to be behind her for any reason.
And then there's all the pick-me women who are like, yeah, 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 you right, Black man, yeah. Because my mama told me that I don't need to go out the house like that, and my grandmama taught me that.
But them is the same women with the bad ends and the bad weaves because they don't wear bonnets when they in the bed. What they do. It was funny because I know y'all don't know who Kev on stage is, but he did a video about.
Hold on.
You do?
I know.
You do? Okay. All right. He did one about his wife. And he was like, my wife wears a bonnet. He said, because, and it was something about some girl said something about you should never wear a bonnet or something going to sleep or something. He was like, well, I like the fact that my wife wears a bonnet because I like the fact that she goes to sleep as a Black woman and she wakes up as a Black woman, right? Because that's what Black women are doing. That's the thing, especially now that there's this whole natural hair movement. Your natural hair is protected by wearing protective coverings, right? Because the stuff that the people make is not necessarily, it doesn't mesh with our hair, texture or our hairstyles. But people use it as something negative. Because why? Because it's not sexy. There's even memes about it not being sexy. So do we have to change things that help us? Because in order for us to get this hair, we got to do that at night. Right? In order for us to have this hair when we in Jamaica, we got to do this on the plane. So why is that not okay?
Because people are stupid. And people just want to talk about people. They just want to have something to say. I just feel like that's the thing. Like, and then the internet just makes it worse because people just want to have something to say. They just want to have something to talk about. They just want to have an opinion. And it's fine to have an opinion, but keep that to yourself if it's negative and nobody asks. Like, you don't have to go posting people like that. And that's the thing that I'm more mad about. I'm not even mad about him saying how he feels, because if he decided to go on Twitter and say, you know what, for me personally, I don't like it if my woman wears a bonnet outside to the airport. That's completely different than what it was that he did. And that was a lot of things in the comments that I was seeing. Oh, well, we're not allowed to have an opinion. The way that you state your opinion is different. You didn't just make an opinion about your preference. You took a picture of these women and posted them on the internet and shamed them. Now that's the problem. The problem is that a lot of people don't know how to communicate their opinion, because there's nothing wrong with people thinking that bonnet should only be worn in the house. I don't think there's anything wrong with people thinking that. The problem is when you use it to bring down Black women and you use your opinion. Yeah, you use your opinion to try to make yourself seem like something by putting these other people down. That's the problem. People don't know how to communicate their opinions, and they don't know when they should, and they don't know how to read the room of where they should do it. And then the internet is how it is. So they be having that they be having people just backing them up. Stupid people. Oh, I feel that way too. I was just too scared to say it out loud. So now I'm gonna jump on your bag.
Now I'm gonna jump on the comments.
Yeah, and I'm gonna act like, oh yeah, you say that, brother, or whatever the case may be. That's the problem. People just, it's nothing wrong with having an opinion.
Because of all these things, it's like we were talking about last week, that leans into Black women's self-esteem, right? Which also, and this is another conversation we were having about the way that people are dressed. And we had that conversation too, the way that women dress in order to be able to be pleasing to the male or a sexual partner, right? But then we started talking about what it looks like on a 13-year-old. Right? And when you get to those types of situations, like we were talking about the innocence of children, and children should stay innocent until whenever. But there's this push to be something other than what we are, because that's not okay with people. Mm-hmm. That's not okay in public. You can't be the bonnet wearing black girl, the braids wearing black girl at the job. You can't be the, jeans and t-shirt wearing black girl, just because it's not publicly pleasing to other people. Mm-hmm. Then you get into this whole thing of, well, now what about, now I feel this way about myself, or this other girl or female or woman said to me, I should be this way. And now I'm dressing a different way. Now I'm changing how I react, how I interact with people. Little girls who are sex trafficked are low self-esteem, people who don't care about them. They're in situations sometimes where they're homeless because they got kicked out, right? Because their mama, whatever situation they were in with their mother. But it all starts with how other people view us and how other people tell us this is how we should be. Mm-hmm. Because it's the only way we want you is if you're sexy. Whether it's men, job, the social media.
But you want to know the funny thing? They only do that to regular people. Like when celebrities are in bonnets on the airport and people taking pictures of them, they don't be talking about why's she wearing a bonnet at the airport?
Right, because that's who started it.
Of celebrities in bonnets at the airport. I see many pictures of celebrities dressed down with their scarves on or with they whatever that they wearing, and people are like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. I just love her skin without makeup. I love it when she's just casual. And I'd be like,
what? But guess who started the bonnet in the airport trend? Guess where it came from? Who? Cardi B. Cardi B started it. Nobody was wearing bonnets in the airport before Cardi B was seen in that picture on TMZ, or that video on TMZ where she was wearing a bonnet. And then Rihanna started. Then Rihanna was wearing sweatsuits and house shoes and pajamas when she was going places. So I agree with you. It's cool when they do it, but it's not okay when regular Black women do it. Because, girl, you comfortable when it's Cardi B. You ghetto when it's somebody else.
Right.
And Cardi B ain't even Black.
Right.
How about that?
Right. Right.
She's not even a Black woman.
It just depends on who it is. That's it. And what people are. And I just think people are stupid.
The problem is there's too many negative images. And this is one of the things that we didn't talk about last time that I wanted to talk about. There was this doctor that was on Red Table Talk, because y'all know that's my favorite. She was on Red Table Talk, Dr. Norcott. She was talking about what did she call it? I can't think of the term, but I think it was collective images. What did she call it? Oh, it's in my iPad. But however it goes, she was describing how memes and images across social media dictate, the negative ones, dictate the view that people have of Black women.
Yeah.
Like there was this one about this little girl. It was two little girls. It was a little white girl and a little Black girl. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the little Black girl was like real sassy. And she was, neck shaking and hand moving, right? She was like 5. Mm-hmm. And she was like basically saying, this is the image that now little 5-year-old Black girls have, or that adults have of little 5-year-old Black girls, white adults. Mm-hmm. Now this is what 5-year-old Black girls look like. So now every time I come across a 5-year-old Black girl, I'm going to be ready and prepared for this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even though more than likely, none of them are like that.
Yeah.
Not at 5. Well, okay, some might be, but that's only because of, whatever their environment is. But most 5-year-old Black girls are not sassy, shaking their hands and shaking their neck and whatever else. And it's funny because I don't know if I ever said that to you, Mila, but I say that to y'all all the time. Like, what are you doing this for? Right? What are you shaking? Why? Why are you shaking your neck? Like, what is the point of that?
I think it's just, sometimes you just do it. I don't think it's purposeful.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like, I would say that because that was a negative image that I did not want the girls in my family to be known for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You are not a you are intelligent. You are not a neck shaking ghetto, Black girl.
But that's the stereotype, because being like that, they make it seem like if you are like that, that means you are ghetto and you are uneducated. And that's the whole stereotype, because you don't have to be in order to be like that,
But when another race does it, she's just, aesthetic.
She's cultured.
The Latinas, not to be mean, but the Latinas, they
sassy,
spicy,
fiery,
and they're angry, and I love it. And I just love me a Toxica. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
Toxica.
That's a whole thing. That is a whole thing. That's a whole thing of fetishizing the sassy Hispanic Latino girl. They call them hashtag Toxica. I done seen that so many times.
Where do I be at? Because I don't be seeing none of this. Damn.
I never seen that either.
Well, that's cool. Well, we have different sides of it.
Yeah, we do have different sides.
But I want to say something too, because when
I was going to bring it up.
Huh?
I was going to tell you to bring it up.
What?
The social media.
No. Well, I was kind of going to bring that up, but on another note, because I just thought about why I could see how y'all feel about the guy bonnet thing. And I do agree. And I feel like if we feel like that, we got to stop. Because another thing that I don't like that Black men do when they mock us is these comedy videos that they make, and they're caricatures of Black women, and they wear bonnets and they be ghetto and everybody's laughing, and in the comments it's cool. All the Black women, oh my God, I just love him so much. He just so funny. He's so funny with the wigs, and they caricatures of Black women, but these people are making money off of making us a joke.
TT.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to say Quay. There's a white guy who does it too.
Yeah,
why is this acceptable?
There's a few white guys that do it, and that's crazy.
White guys. There's a Latin guy that does it. Yeah,
but that's the thing. We can't be okay with that. You know what I mean, and not be okay with the other way.
But that's why it stems way back. Even Martin with Shanae.
Yes. And she was ugly, and she was ghetto, and Gina was the cute
long nails and the big booty and all that other stuff, and the big jewelry. But
my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Martin.
Which, when you want to be real about it, and I love Martin too, but Martin plays a lot of stereotypical Black
even the
women
Big Mama too.
He does, and we're okay with that. You know what I mean? Not to say it's bad, but we've been brainwashed to be okay with them making us out to be a joke. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Shanae's always been cringeworthy to me, and I thought I was weird because I was like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like her. I don't like that character. Every episode of Martin that she was on, I turned it off. Like, I didn't like, and I thought it was something wrong with me because I'm like, why am I tripping off of this? And this is just, I never liked it.
It's just the way
I never liked that.
But I used to think it was funny I used to think it was funny.
Nah.
Just like I thought Big Mama was funny, but now that I'm older and I'm like seeing, this is what y'all portray. It's the same image of Black women in the media that they portray, even in the movies, of that we're crazy. You know what I mean? And what's that one movie that Taraji was in?
Fuck.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, though.
Everybody was talking mess about her, but the movie, really, the dude was wrong, but she was the crazy one.
What? That was you talking about the one about her having borderline?
Temptation?
Temptation? I don't know what it's called. But...
No, it wasn't Temptation. It was shoot.
It was something with an A.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called. But
I'm gonna look it up.
Feel like
right? Acrimony.
Yep.
No, acrimony.
Acrimony.
Oh, okay.
You knew it though. You knew it though.
Was that it? Acrimony?
I think so. I think that's what the name of
it
it was.
Acrimony, yes, it would be pronounced that, but that's how it's spelled. So yes, I'm sorry.
I think that
that's what it was. You're right.
Popular culture shows us as these aggressive, ghetto, crazy women. We just so strong. We don't know how to let a man lead, and we just want to take over everything. And we always have a relationship problems in the movies. You know what I mean? Like,
that movie made $46 million.
Right. It was a hot topic for a long time.
It was
for a long time. Because it was a big debate about who was wrong.
Yeah.
Who was wrong?
Right? Was she wrong or was he wrong? Now, okay. I have a difference of opinion with that one.
They were both wrong and shouldn't have been
They
together.
were both, they should not know. They were in a very toxic relationship.
They were.
The problem I think that I saw, and I'm with my therapist's mind, the problem that I saw with that movie was she, even in the flashbacks, and this could be said like with anybody with a mental health disorder, even in the flashbacks, she really couldn't figure out what was what her reality was, right? And he wasn't making it better by the stuff that he was doing. He definitely wasn't a victim because he was doing shit too, even though she kind of saw it a different way. But at the same time, he wasn't emotionally supportive. Right, he wasn't being the partner that he was supposed to be because he had all them issues.
I feel like he was using her.
Yeah, but he had issues himself. But it was just her reality was skewed because of whatever was going on with her, with the borderline personality disorder.
But it's just always our fault. It's always the Black woman's fault of everything. I think the way we're portrayed in media, period, is why people do what they do. And we'll be okay because we're strong. So we can come back from a joke. You know what I mean? It's just a joke or whatever the case may be. Or I'm just trying to help you and make you better, but I'm gonna tell you something negative and tell you that you get out.
That's what oops, let me not. But
what?
I almost forgot we was on live. My bad.
Mila's sipping her wine over there. She's hold on.
She going crazy.
No, but I've heard that in some conversations that I've had with certain people about myself. Yeah. And that's messed up, especially since it's always a family member trying to say, "Oh, I just want to help you because you're a young Black woman, and I feel like you're going through a path that I don't foresee you in." But it's like, the way you're talking to me, you're talking down on me. You're making my situation a joke. That's not cool. Period. We need to stop that. But you guys think that we could possibly change that? Not us. Us four.
Well, not in where we are. not in the family tree that we are, picked from. I don't think so. So that's another part of protecting Black women, right? It should start with family. It should start with the family. When we get into these issues of sexual assault, sexual trafficking, all of that stuff, not that the family is to blame, but the family are the ones that are supposed to protect these girls and these women from these situations happening most of the time. Because most of the time, and one of the statistics that wasn't in there was it's by somebody or it's by somebody in your family.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Most of the time when I ask, like, was it somebody that you're familiar with? Most of the time the answer is yes. Was it a family member? Most of the time the answer is yes. And it's a lot of same-sex family member molestation that people don't talk about either. That is happening that we don't talk about.
Because we sweeping it under the rug.
Yes. So when we're talking about the issues of self-esteem, and then I go back to that conversation that we had about Naya, right? Naya is not the typical 13-year-old girl, but she came in an outfit the other day, and Kahleah was like, God. "Oh hell no!"
I see that outfit.
Do you see this shirt that you see the shirt that I have? It's up because but she has this same shirt.
But the thing about it is, if Naya was a little white girl, And I hate to say it, but if she was a little white girl, that outfit would look different.
Yeah, it would.
Because the curves wouldn't be the same. The body shape wouldn't be the same. And it's a lot of those situations, like with the swimmer. Did y'all hear about this? The girl that was the Olympic swimmer, wanted to be an Olympic swimmer, that got disqualified because of her bathing suit?
Mm-mm. Oh, you know what? I didn't hear about that. I
didn't hear about it.
So there was a high school girl, and I don't remember what state she was in, but she was trying to qualify for the Olympics, and she got disqualified because her bathing suit was not regulation, because her butt was big and it was kind of coming off of her butt. So the judges disqualified her.
Wow.
Because her bathing suit was too sexual. It wasn't regulation, even though it was the regular bathing suit, but because they made it for somebody else's body style and structure, it didn't fit her the same way. And they made it seem as if she was doing something wrong, where she was just being in her body.
Yeah.
That happens quite a bit, where there's outfits that might look different on us than it does somebody else, which is another reason why grown men often see little girls as grown women. Because the bodies grow differently. Ninth, what was it? From 8th to 9th grade, I was like 3 cup sizes. Right? When I was in 8th grade, I was a B cup. By the time I get to 9th grade, I'm double D. Not my fault. Well, I tried to do a Dear God, It's Me, Margaret prayer, and I think I prayed too much.
That was the thing for me too in high school.
I think I prayed too much. But yes, so I'm 9th grade, right? Wearing a double D, and it's grown men trolling the high school, looking for somebody to be with. I wasn't in high school then, I was in junior high, but still.
Shouldn't be.
I was in 9th grade. I think I was dating like a 21-year-old when I was in 9th grade. I was 13. Dude was 21. 16. Dude was 27. 2 of them picked me up right in front of school. Because that happens.
My grandfather did the same thing to my grandmother.
And it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you wear. Black bodies are different.
For sure. I definitely agree.
And because we're not protected, Black bodies are used and violated at a high level.
Especially I feel for the Black girls who go to white schools. They want to dress like their friends. Everybody want to dress like each other, and it's just like the parent, like, you can't wear that.
You can't.
It's like, why? Jessica Sam could wear. Why can't I?
Jessica with the no breasts and the slender body, she can wear the midriff top. You can't do that. But why can't we? That's the thing. Why is it
comparison?
Why is it that we can't? We can't because the men that are attracted to us sexualize us when we are 13 and 14 years old because of what we're wearing.
And for little Black girls, it ain't just Black men. It's every man.
It's everybody.
Every man. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's what sucks. If you got boobs or you got a butt and you little or whatever, every man, don't matter what race, if you a Black girl like that, every man is looking at you and trying to take advantage.
Yeah. Then there's another meme, and I don't know if it's on y'all side of the internet, of it's like Coi Leray, and then there's Lizzo, and then there's Megan Thee Stallion, and then there's somebody else. I don't remember who the other person is. But it's basically saying Coi Leray gets teased for being too skinny. Megan Thee Stallion gets teased for being too tall. Lizzo gets teased for being too fat. And it was like, well, there's no way to be. There's no right body style for any woman, because even we were talking about the plastic surgery. If your butt ain't proportionate to your legs, you get teased. If your butt is, too big in this way, you get teased. If your titties is too big in this way, it doesn't matter. Like, we want you to look like this, but we're going to talk about you anyway.
As you just said that, I had a a revelation. It started back so long ago that now it's like the chicken or egg situation, because people talk bad about you and they tell you to change and people do it. Or they're like, well, how can I change to fit this person? So there's a lot of people changing. And one thing about Black women, why I feel like we get attacked the most, is because I feel like a lot of Black women are unapologetically them, and they're bold and they do things that other women don't do. And a lot of people are jealous, and men included, not just because, because Black women are not afraid to be themselves, and they're not afraid to do what they got to do, regardless of gender roles, regardless of whatever. So I think a lot of backlash that we get as Black women comes from jealousy.
It definitely does.
And people probably don't even know that they feel that way. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of it comes from that. And like Lizzo, like a lot of the women that you named, they are unapologetically them. They do what they want to do. They wear what they want to wear. That's one thing I say about Lizzo. She don't give a damn. She be twerking and doing whatever she wants. And people just got the most stuff to say about her. But that didn't make her change, doesn't make her change herself. And I feel like that's something that it leads on to the self-esteem thing. We got to teach. And it's sad that we have to teach them that. But we do, like, to be okay with yourself too. And don't mess with nobody around you that's telling you otherwise. You know what I mean? Don't keep those people in your life. But that's not going to stop people from harassing and attacking. But people are just, they want to control Black women because Black women are uncontrollable. It's about control with everybody. That's why they rape us. That's why they sex traffic. They want to control us. The same thing from back with slavery or whatever. People are jealous of certain things that they see, so they want to bring you down and make you feel like they feel. That's just what it is. And people do that to Black women every day because Black women are the women that we kill in all aspects of life. We don't have, there's Black women that are intelligent, got masters, PhDs. There's Black women who do hair. There's Black women who cook. There's Black women who do everything. I think there's Black women in every piece of society. And that's why people are mad. There's nothing that Black women cannot do. And I don't care what nobody says. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Black women know how to be mothers and fathers. Like, there's nothing Black women can't do. And people be mad.
But
what? What's the issue, sis?
Right?
Both of y'all was frozen over here. Okay, so
what?
I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. It was something that you had said that had sparked an idea, but I was like, no, I forgot. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Lizzo. So we was talking about Lizzo. The thing about Lizzo, she didn't change who she is, but the exposure to all the negative social media has changed her mental health. Because I don't know if y'all saw that video of her talking about she doesn't like to be a burden to people and she's depressed, and there's all kinds of stuff going on with her that people don't really recognize or understand that that's what happens when you are constantly bombarded with negative images and negative feedback and negative, when people are constantly saying something, and she, just like she said, this is my body. This is the way it grew. I didn't have any control over how it is. Sometimes you don't even have control over being able to lose weight. People don't seem to understand that. Like, it don't matter what you do, you don't have any control over that. Most of the reason why Black women are obese is because we ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? We're the highest degree and the lowest paid, and we don't have money to buy nutritional food, right? To organic. Do you know how much organic cucumbers fucking cost? Like, we don't. You can't buy organic cucumbers if you feed 6 people. Like, that's not reality.
Fact.
It just ain't. Especially if you were the only one who got income. Now, y'all know I've been in situations. There's 10 people in this fucking house. I'm the only one who got a paycheck. Right? How the fuck am I gonna go to the store and get organic cucumbers for 10 people when I could barely afford to go grocery shopping? That's not people's reality.
Right.
So this is how my body grows. What?
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, like you touched on before, our bodies are different. So who's to say that what's going on with Lizzo is wrong?
Right. Because we've seen the statues. That's not necessarily just something that's happening in the 2000s. That's been since forever.
Maybe some people just have bodies like that, but because of society and because of white standard and clothing and the way that it is to be skinny, that's why people are like, oh, you fat, you obese. But about the BMI scale, that's the one thing that says that you're fat. They didn't study Black people to come up with that.
Especially not Black women. Not at all. And it's funny because I was telling a client that a few days ago, like, well, not a few days ago, like a month or so ago. And she was like, she had issues with food because white people that she was around thought that it wasn't okay for her to be eating that way because she was going to get fat, right? And I said, what frame of reference did they have? They don't know what Black women are supposed to look like. You are probably the only little Black girl that they know, other than your mama, right? So their frame of reference is your mama. And we all know going through, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we go through the stage where our bodies are not necessarily, our height doesn't match our body weight, and it may look like we're chunky.
Yes.
But when you start to get taller, it gets different.
Also, I've noticed about Black women tend to have bigger proportionate bodies than European. I don't mean fat. I mean, we tend to have bigger proportions. And in order to have those, sometimes your body gotta be big. I don't think people look at how big Lizzo's boobs are. I mean, she has, you know what I mean? Like, she has the body like and to me, she's not fat. That's just a word that society put on her, but that's her body type. If she was, if I feel like if it was just about her stomach, her boobs wouldn't be how they are. Her butt wouldn't be how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And just like we were talking about that before, that's the thing that some people don't seem to understand. You don't know what it feels like on somebody's back to have G cup size titties, right? If you gotta have something to hold that up.
Yeah, just like that one girl, Summerella, how she was constantly teased about her body, how she had these big ass titties and a flat ass. And then she went ahead and after all these years, she got her body done. She got a breast reduction and she got her behind done. But I feel like if she wasn't a face in social media, that probably wouldn't have been a problem for her.
But she had to get it augmented to fit people's standards. What they thought she was supposed to look like, even though that's how her body grew.
Well, shoot,
that's how she naturally was.
I was gonna say, nowadays you don't even gotta be popular. Somebody can make a meme out of you that they just found your page and make a meme and send it to millions of people and make you feel insecure about yourself. The internet is a horrible place. Horrible.
Like that girl, the one with the her. Yeah. That girl tried to commit suicide a couple of times.
Oh, for real? I thought that was like an intentional, goofy little thing that she would do.
No, somebody made a meme out of her. And then yesterday, I seen, and I don't know if she's acting happy or what, but the girl with you were about to lose your job. The one, y'all know who I'm talking about? No, nobody know who I'm talking about.
I've heard the voice, but I don't know who the person is. I've never seen the actual person.
Anyway, it was a viral meme that went around. She was talking, and they made a remix out of it. The God made a remix out of it, and it was just a funny meme, right? But then she talked about how she now is a year sober. So you making a meme, and this woman got a serious issue going on. I didn't have I had no idea. Like, it was cute and funny to me. I'm like, you about to lose your job. And she is dealing with drug and alcohol abuse. That damages people.
People think that shit is cool to talk about people's stuff and they don't know. I think the internet makes it so easy for you to chime in on other people's business and you don't know nothing about it, that people just do it and they just guilt free. They just say whatever they want to say, and I'm not gonna ever see this person, so there's not gonna ever be any repercussions for me. If anything, they're just gonna comment back.
Yeah.
They don't get slapped like they used to.
Yeah. Like the whole Gorilla Girl issue.
I think that was fake though. I still don't think that was real.
I mean, regardless,
But I know
she's still a Black woman that was put out over the internet for what?
But
yeah.
did she put it out there or did somebody else put it out there?
Well, she put the video out there,
So,
but it went viral because of other people. It didn't go viral because of her.
Say it. Say it.
Me personally, I wouldn't put nothing out there like that if and expect not to get laughed at. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just asking for it.
I kind of agree with Mila in that aspect because I feel like now people should know. You should know how they're gonna do you. You should know how they're gonna dog you, and especially if your page is not private.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just doing it to be viral, and I think she was one of those people. But
yeah,
it's still not right.
You gonna put Gorilla Glue in your hair? Come on now, bro.
I mean, you 40 years old, you know better. I'm just gonna say that.
Your mama told you not to play with super glue when you was young. Come on now, we know. No, that was on some.
But if you think about it psychologically, why would she put herself out there like that? Why did she feel like she needed to do that? Because that was the only way for her to be recognized was from some buffoonery.
Mm-hmm.
She can't put her business out there saying that she's helping the community and get viral like that. She can't put her degree on there and say I'm a PhD and be viral like that unless it's a PhD that saved some burning child from a building, right? Yeah. You can't, there's no way for you to be who you are naturally unless you wearing a bonnet in the airport and somebody laughing at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right? You can't be who you are and get recognition on social media just because.
This is why I don't like social media, because it makes people feel like, oh, I have to be seen. I have to, be recognized in the universe through social media. It didn't used to be like that back in the day. People didn't do, well, some people did do stupid stuff to get known, like, little jackass stunts and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it wasn't as prominent as it is now. You turn on Instagram and somebody doing just the dumbest shit, and it's just like, what the hell is this? What for? What?
That was white people.
The problem is
white people.
Here's the problem is people need validation that they don't give themselves. And if you teach people, I don't think that we're ever gonna be able to tell people, stop, this is not right. Don't do this to another person. Especially because when people don't fucking care about people. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna care about Sally on the motherfucking Facebook. But the problem is people don't have that thing in them that's like, you know what, this is a person and I know how I would feel if they did this to me, or I know how this would make me feel. And not everybody doesn't have that, and I think people but I think in order for us to, we just gonna have to, like we were talking about before, teach our kids and try to hope for the best, because people are just they just ridiculous. And everybody wants to be rich and famous not doing nothing, so they want to go viral.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now what do we do? I think the solution is to change the way that we think so that we can teach these little girls how to believe that they can be themselves and be validated. That they can be themselves and be okay, that somebody is going to love them regardless of what, of the buffoonery that they might need to do in order to be seen. Like, we need to see them for who they are.
Mm-hmm. And just like Leah, what we was talking about, I don't remember, some time ago, but about how, normally when we see each other, we like to, Joan, we like to say little slick remarks, and how we said that we were going to stop that, because it's like, I didn't realize, like, every time I see certain people in the family, I always got some shit to say. Yeah. But it's just been normalized. And now I'm like, damn, because I remember we was talking to Khalil and he was saying how some of the stuff that we used to say when he was little, it really affected him. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought we was all just kicking it and talking shit.
But we were raised to believe, we were so raised to be desensitized to that we go out into the world and that's normal. Mm-hmm. It's normal. And for me personally, I feel like that's why I've gotten into so many relationships with people that treat me like that, because from men that I've dealt with, that's normal. It's a normal thing. I was little and grown men were talking about my hair and my teeth. Grown men that were around me making jokes. Like that was funny. And that gave me a problem because these are grown men that I admire. I like them. I like to be around them. I care about their opinion. And I'm being told by grown black men at 8 and 7 years old, your teeth is too big. Get nickname teeth. Nick, you talking about my hair, and every time I see you, your hair is short. My hair longer than yours. From men, grown men. And it's like, what is wrong with you that you feel like you have to talk like that to a little girl? And that's cute. That's cool. But because that's what people taught them, that's cool. And there was always the message, oh, when you're young, oh, some little boy talk about you like that. Not you, mom. But the message is true because that's how people are. But if some little boy talk about you, he like you.
Yeah.
That's him liking you.
No.
He just like you. Don't let that get to you.
Mm-mm.
That's what
no.
And then because that makes a child grow up to be like, okay, well, anytime a man talks shit to me, that means he like me.
Right. So he must like me.
If a man called me a bitch on the street, ooh, he like me.
Right. Oh, he just like me.
Oh, he just like me. He just want me.
Yeah.
He want this bitch.
Yeah.
And then you get desensitized to it and you, well, fuck you, nigga. And that's cute flirting. Then you get involved in a relationship. And that's all y'all do to each other all the time. Not everybody, but people. I know people like that. Yeah. They literally talk messed up to their significant other all the time. There's no tender moments. They don't even really hug. It's like, well, fuck you, nigga. I hate you, bitch. Like all the time. Oh, but I love your stupid ass. You a dumbass motherfucker, but I still love you.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
I absolutely.
And then they
never
like covered up by saying, "Oh, that's because we keep it real."
Yeah. But just imagine being, all those men, the men that she's talking about specifically, being my significant others, and me breaking up with them or not being able to be in relationships with them because that's the type of shit that they say.
Right.
Right. Or I'm constantly arguing with them and getting into arguments like, what the fuck? Why are you saying that? Like, don't do that to her. That's not okay for you to say. And then them getting mad at me. Oh, I'm just joking. No, the fuck you're not. Like, you don't know how much that might actually, what that might feel to her. Mm-hmm. You have no idea what that's going to do.
Because you're a child, you have no feelings.
Right. That's just a cute little, funny little whatever.
That's not okay.
But they don't.
And I will say that all the time.
Yeah, but then that's just Rabia. I'm just playing. But because you saying it, nobody else around them is saying, "Don't do that."
No,
that's not cool. And then the men that are their friends, are not saying, "Dude, don't talk like that about this little girl."
And that's what I would get all the time is, well, nobody else says that. It's only you. You're the only person that got a problem with it. That's my daughter. Why? Who else would have a problem with it other than me? Nobody else seems like, nobody else feels like that's bad. That's just a joke. No, it's not. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
And stop talking like that. Like, stop. But if you have to constantly remind a grown man, stop talking like that to a little girl, it gets tiring. You're like, okay, dude. Bye. You're done. Like,
something's wrong. Something's there. What's wrong with you? But that's because they're not used to uplifting and they're not used to being uplifted.
No.
They're not used to it. Even, come on. Even I think a lot of black men too that are like that, they get like that because of, and I don't want to dip into that because that's a whole nother topic. But they get like that because we talk about this too, like their relationship with their mama. If their mama is over there talking a bunch of shit about them all the time, you ain't shit, nigga. I'm so tired of you and your bullshit all the time. They sitting there just always talking shit about them. Get your ass up. You get on my goddamn nerves. They go up to the school, right? The kid is acting up. They act all kind with the teacher. You know what? Oh, I'm so sorry he acted like that. What the fuck is wrong with you embarrassing me in front of these motherfucking white people? You got a fucking problem. You fucking stupid ass nigga. And that's how they talk to their sons. And then their sons is like, what the hell? So then they get older and they're like, I'm gonna talk to every female like that because my mama talk to me. My mama love me. I know my mama love me. My mama do anything for me. She gonna bail me out of jail. She gonna hide my guns. She gonna do this. She gonna do that. And that's not everybody, but in extreme situation, you know.
That's that whole thing. I don't really like this, but this is how it is. And I'm just gonna accept it because, like you said, I know this is love. This is love. And if you don't talk to me that way, that must mean that you don't love me. So I'm gonna treat you any old kind of way because you ain't treating me like I'm used to being loved.
Yeah.
You're not like that. So then the woman who's the good woman right there, gets treated like shit because you ain't talking shit like that to your dude.
Scar her for life.
And now she's like, oh, niggas
just like that.
But now niggas ain't shit because that's, you know.
But meanwhile, he got her and he out with the side chick who does talk to him.
Who talks to him like that.
Who does cuss him out. But he knows that she's a good woman over here. I know she's a good woman, but this is what I'm used to. So I still
what I'm more comfortable with.
This on the side in order for me to be the man over here.
Yeah. So on that note, we're done with our last episode of season 1.
Oh, no 2-hour special?
You said no 2-hour special?
No, I think we're done. I think over. So maybe season 2, episode 1, let's talk about Black men and their mamas.
I still want to talk about religion soon.
Okay, all right.
That should be the next show.
Religion. And then Black men and their mamas.
The show idea.
We already got 2 episodes.
2 episodes in for season 2. Okay, well, yeah. So, okay, our next season starts July 2nd. Make sure y'all remind yourselves, because for some reason this week I wasn't up on the reminders, and so I don't think nobody even knew we was doing the show tonight.
It might not.
But whatever. That's
good. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Right to the YouTube. Sis Issues
was on a break.
Maybe they thought we were already, but that's okay because everybody will see it. So everybody needs to post it so everybody can see it.
I did. I shared it.
Me, Yanaa.
I deleted Facebook, but I'm gonna be back on.
All right. Well, this has been nice.
It's
nice conversation. Even though we really didn't talk about nothing really about sex trafficking, but okay, that's fine. However, protect Black women at all costs. We will be back on July 2nd. In the meantime, y'all have a good night. Say bye. Bye.